On this week's episode of BJ in the Morning, we're going to talk about the biggest pop culture stories of 2023. Let's go. Welcome to BJ in the Morning. I'm Juan.
I'm Brendan.
And you are listening to BJ in the Morning.
Are we still in shock from the huge change of the intro music? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or are we still in shock from the fact that Christmas is already over? Like, it's gone. It's past.
It's gone forever.
Forever. It's never coming back.
For at least 363 days.
Sure.
Something like that.
Something like that. Until November 1st, 2024.
Right.
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 Oh, I get it. Right. Exactly.
Because we're about to hit 2024.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds wild to me.
Yeah.
Like.
And as per listening to this episode, it is 2024.
Shit.
So welcome to 2024.
Happy New Year.
Friends.
Happy New Year.
Happy freaking New Year.
I need to get the confetti effect from back in the day. You remember? It's like,
yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's 2024 as like when this episode comes out.
Yeah.
We haven't celebrated yet. It's before 2024 for us. Right now, we're coming at you from the past.
From the past.
A whole year difference, technically. Like, speaking of,
we are technically time travelers right now.
Technically. But also, my least favorite joke that people make this time of year is, I'll see you next year.
See you next year. I literally said that to my students before I left. Well, because we do
kids,
a Christmas break.
Yeah, they're kids.
They see you guys next year.
But it's like, I work in customer service, and if a customer is like, I'll see you next year, and I'm like,
sir,
you mean
you're
tomorrow?
47.
I'll see you tomorrow, Kevin.
God damn it, Kevin.
But yeah, no, we haven't celebrated the new year personally, because we're coming at you from the past, 2023.
Yep.
But New Year's is my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
We talked about it on the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to it. So we figured we would take this time to talk about notable things that happened in 2023.
Yeah.
Mainly in the pop culture sphere of things.
Yeah, all the top stories.
The number one story on this list, I'm just going to dive into it. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Is that BJ in the Morning released an episode of their podcast every week for an entire year.
Wow.
That's insane. That's from today.com. It's on there. Go look at it. It's there. You'll find it.
Go look it up.
Go look it up. The
two aspiring podcasters, Juan Valenzuela and Brendan Peterson.
I like how the voice is getting stronger as you say it.
They have posted an episode every single week for 52 weeks.
And then some. Because we actually released 56 episodes.
We've got Kevin live on the scene.
Freaking Kevin.
Kevin?
I'll see you next year.
We'll see you in the next 52 episodes.
Yeah, that's number one on today's list, which is today.com, which is where we got our list, our like legit list of pop culture stories.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these stories, I don't know why they matter.
Yeah.
So I think we can rip the Band-Aid off on some of the ones we're not really going to dive into because we're not professionals.
Mm-hmm.
But all the breakups and dating things, because we're not a gossip podcast.
We're not doing that
yet. No, just
yet. Wait till we need some fucking
it's hot goss.
Yeah, hot fucking goss.
The tea is spilled
all over.
All over. But there was like Ariana Grande news.
We're going to talk about that one.
Oh, we're going to talk about that one? Okay,
are.
for sure.
We have to.
Who else was on the list? Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. Like, do we care?
Nope.
Let them live their lives.
Hey, they're together.
Good job.
Hope they're happy.
Yeah.
Let's hope Travis Scott doesn't friggin' throw him into a
juice. What's the thing?
Astro World.
I was like Juice
Mosh
World.
pit.
Mosh pit. Astro World mosh pit.
Too soon?
No. That was last year, right?
I think so.
No, but I think it's funny, like, how many, like, things on here were like related to relationship stuff.
Yeah.
Were we talking about the Joe Jonas thing?
And Sophie Turner?
Yeah, like who cares?
Don't care.
Like let them live their lives.
I hope they're happy.
I hope they're happier.
I hope they're happier.
Yeah. But I just want everyone to think like when you were in high school or like college or whatever, or you know, the time right after high school for those of us who didn't go to college.
Like me.
I did go to college.
You did.
Twice. But like, did you date people like often? Like, you know, you're like, oh, I'm going to date this person for a couple weeks and then you break up. Like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah.
But once you're a celebrity, it's over, dude.
It's over, dude.
As soon as you wanna change your relationship status, everyone's gonna talk about it like it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're gonna talk about other things. Things that actually don't impact our lives, but
they're fun to talk about.
They're fun to talk about.
And I will say, we were looking into doing like some pretty heavy stuff, like what did we talk about earlier? UFOs.
That was a big thing about 2023.
And
the wars.
The wars.
And the earthquakes.
Yeah. And we decided to put a pin in it, dial it back, and just talk about celebrities.
So there's a little bit of gossip, but it's mostly like things that people were excited about instead of things that made people sad.
Right.
Because there was a lot of crazy stuff that happened this year.
A lot of dark stuff.
The funny, like the UFO thing, and like we all forgot that happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then like they had that meeting or that what was it, meeting, or they were like releasing documents and like information of alien life being existence. And then 2 weeks later, Mexico was like, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
And they brought
like a little paper mache alien
petrified body like this big, was like, this is here's your alien.
It didn't look like an alien. It looked like, you know, I don't know if you would remember. Did you ever play in a sandbox as a kid with the little things that you'd pack full of sand and flip them over in their shapes?
Yeah.
That's what that alien looked like.
It looked like Mother.
Who's still missing. Mother's on vacation.
We got a piece of her with us at all times.
She's not getting very far without that hand, I am sure. Yeah, wherever Mother is, find her. I don't know.
If you've seen Mother, put it down in the comments. Let us know where she's at.
Tag us on Instagram. Take a snap. Take a little.
Oh, Jesus.
But we should jump into this list of random pop culture happenings of
2023.
The biggest ones.
Let's do it.
You want to start it, or you want me to start it?
Go ahead.
All right. So we're going to start with something really important and near and dear to our hearts, and that's Rihanna announcing she's pregnant and the Super Bowl show.
At the Super Bowl.
Was it at?
It was at the... No, it was during the show.
Oh, yeah. It says here that she patted her stomach before soaring above the field, subtly announcing that she was expecting her second child with boyfriend A$AP Rocky.
Nice.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl this year.
I did. And I watched that, and she started with like a big old jacket. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, cool. It's in.
Puffy jacket?
Yeah, it's in. Mm-hmm. And then when she took it off, I was like, Is she pregnant? And I was like, when the fuck did Rihanna become pregnant?
Yeah.
That pregnant, nonetheless. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to think. I was like, I remember her being pregnant like last year. Mm-hmm. So my dumbass was like, has she been pregnant this whole time? She still hasn't had that baby?
For over a year? Yeah, this didn't affect me.
Jesus.
Are you okay?
I need some water.
You okay over there?
Go ahead. Keep going.
I didn't know this happened. I didn't know that she was pregnant. Hashtag not a sponsor. But yeah, it doesn't matter to me. So why?
That's good.
So why is it like such a big deal? Can you explain to me?
I think it's a big deal to most people just because she was that far along and nobody knew. Honestly, I think that's it.
Yeah.
And then she revealed it on live television in front of millions of people.
She wanted it to be a spectacle. She wanted to be like, yo, check this out.
What if like, what if she just like took off her jacket and like forgot and was just like, oh, it was an accident.
Oops.
Oopsie.
I was wearing the jacket to hide my pregnancy.
Exactly. She was supposed to wear it the whole time.
Yep. Oops. It was another Janet Jackson situation.
Uh-oh. She never lived that one down.
Never.
Fucking JT taking her titty out.
Still such a funny moment from our past as entertainment peoples, I guess. I don't know. Someone called us entertainers recently, and I remember you got really excited, and it didn't hit me at first. I was just like, okay. And now I'm just like, yeah, we are.
He's like, oh, well, when he said that, I was like, oh, we're in that group.
Mm-hmm.
And he said mostly entertainers, and I don't think he would exclude us
right
from that statement.
Right.
So thank you.
No, I think what he meant was like the three of us and then the other two.
Right. Right.
We're the entertainers. But what else happened in the entertainment world?
The next one on our list is the Scandoval.
What the heck is that?
It's I guess I gotta open my fucking phone.
I said, what the heck is that while I'm reading
the stars of Vanderpump Rules, Tom Sandoval and Raquel Leviss became involved in the biggest cheating scandal of the year when reports surfaced in March.
Oh my God.
That Sandoval cheated on Ariana, his girlfriend of 9 years.
First of all, 9 years?
That's a long time.
You didn't pop the question? It's because you're a cheater.
I thought I did.
It says girlfriend.
Anyways. I only know about this scandal because Maria, well, when this popped off on TikTok or whatever, Maria wanted to know what was going on so she can follow the gossip, the
hot
tea,
goss.
the hot goss, the spilt tea. But she had never watched the show Vanderpump Rules.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a show. It's a reality show.
Uh-huh.
And like this lady, Lisa Vanderpump, is like mega rich, and she has like some of the biggest restaurants like in Las Vegas and LA and nightclubs and stuff. Anyways, that's besides the point. So Maria went back and watched every single season of Vanderpump Rules just to be caught up
with the hot goss
before the new season came out with the scandal that's going on.
Oh. Okay.
With the hot goss.
And this all, like, I don't. What does this have to do with anything? Like, I'm so, so the show Vanderpump Rules, is now all about this scandal.
No. They moved past it.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
And these two people are still on the show together?
I don't know. So I watched them confront him on like like at the end of a reality show, and they do like they bring everyone together and they talk about the season or whatever.
The
you know what I'm talking about?
The
reunion, yeah. So they freaking like every single person like dug into him hard
on Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I watched that with her, and I was like, man, this guy, he's getting it. He's getting it hard.
Yeah.
But at the same time, hey, don't cheat on your girl, dude.
Yeah, that's messed up.
But I don't think. I don't know. I don't think there's another season that after that. So this is the most recent season, and that happened. And apparently, it's like one of the biggest shows in like the world of reality TV shows.
Never heard of it. I don't know. Like, am I in a box?
I never heard of it until she started watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, and I did watch some of it with her.
Yeah.
Of course.
You like reality TV, though.
I do, but I'm like, oh, what is this fucking trashy freaking Jersey Shore freaking...
Yeah.
You know, it's just like...
Because you're more into, like, Big Brother. And
yeah.
Probably The Amazing
Survivor.
Race. Survivor.
The Challenge.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Amazing Race. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those ones are fun.
But yeah, it's like I watched Jersey Shore once.
Yeah.
In my entire life.
Like one episode?
I think I was like 12 when it came out.
One episode or like one season?
I think I watched one whole season.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me. Anyway, so yeah, it's one of the biggest reality TV shows that I also had never heard about.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like 10 seasons. They've been doing this since like 2005.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. 2005, 2006.
But also, I don't care. It doesn't affect me.
Who cares? Hey, don't cheat on your girl.
Yeah, that's the lesson we take away from that. Don't cheat on your girl.
Don't cheat on your girl. You're going to be a scandal.
Scandival.
You're going to turn into a scandival. You don't want that to happen.
We don't want that to happen. But you know what everyone wanted to happen? The biggest thing that happened this year in like my bubbles, like people that were ridiculously excited for one thing this year.
Something that you care about, I mean?
I care enough about it, more than Vanderpump Rules. I had to remember.
Yep.
Was Taylor Swift. I care enough about Taylor Swift. Okay. I like Taylor Swift for the most part. Like, she hasn't done anything wrong to me.
Right.
I know a couple of her songs. You know, like
right.
We used to have a cardboard cutout of Taylor Swift in our apartment.
In our old apartment, our first apartment.
I had a poster of Taylor Swift in my room.
Yeah.
But the Eras tour was like the biggest thing on the planet when this happened, and this is something that like really affected like our state because she started here in Phoenix. You know, in
for 2 shows,
Glendale. Yeah. And she went through like her discography apparently, and the show was 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And she was touring this pretty much the entire year, right? Like until November.
No, her personal show was 3 hours. She also had 2 openers.
That's ridiculous. That's like a 6-hour show.
Isn't that crazy?
I complain now. Like the last show that was really long for me was like the Wonder Years played 2 full albums back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And they had 3 openers. And by the time they were gonna, like, the Wonder Years was gonna start their next album, I was like,
I'm ready to go.
I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
I still have to drive 2 hours. Like,
so Maria went to that concert, but she went to buy tickets, and that's like kind of, you know, it's crazy how fast these tickets sell nowadays. Mm-hmm. It's been happening since last year.
Yeah.
I think since concerts came back after COVID.
Yeah.
Anything bigger than like a Rialto show.
Yeah.
Is like selling out like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And she went to go buy the tickets, and she was going to buy 4 tickets. And she couldn't. And she couldn't. And she couldn't. And it just kept selling out every time she kept trying to buy it. So she finally ended up getting 2 tickets, and she's like, hey, do you want to go? And I was like, no, I'm sure there's somebody who would want to go more than me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it's okay, it's cool.
Yeah.
And then she goes, and then she comes back, she tells me all about it, and I was like, oh yeah, who opened for her? And she said Paramore. I about lost my shit.
Yeah.
I was like, Paramore open for Taylor Swift?
For T. Sweezy herself?
And she's like, yeah. And she didn't really know who Paramore was.
What?
Yeah. So I was like, I would have been more excited
For Paramore.
to see Paramore than to see Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could have left and been okay.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to walk around Phoenix for the next 3 hours. Like,
not really. I do really like Taylor Swift, but I'm just mad that I missed that concert.
Yeah.
You know, with Paramore.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Like, first show.
Mm-hmm.
Not 300 shows later.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Paramore, and this is something in pop culture that's affecting us in our music scene, because Paramore's in our music scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard all this stuff about Paramore just wiping clean all of their social medias to blank slates over the last couple days?
No.
Yeah, dude. On Twitter/X, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like all that stuff. TikTok just gone. It's blank. Even their profile pictures are gone.
Really?
Yeah, just disappeared.
Why do you think?
I don't know.
Rebrand?
Maybe
Maybe they're done.
I know that they finished out their like legal contracts, you know, like their obligations to the labels and stuff. So like maybe they got out of their contracts and now they're like changing everything up. I don't know.
Well, they were still pretty open about the fact that they took that hiatus and that maybe they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But they did it anyways for their mental health and their
and it
physical
seems
health.
like they came back super strong.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think they're like breaking up. I just think like there's some maniacal going on. You know what I mean?
Maniacal laugh.
Maniacal laugh. There's something fishy here.
Yeah.
And it might not be negative, but it is, like I said, that's something in our realm of pop culture that's happening this year.
Maybe because of like any beef they had with the label, they have to start fresh.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know there's been things like that in the past. Like look at like Taylor Swift, going back to where we were.
Taylor's version,
right?
This is BJ in the Morning, episode 53.
Taylor's version.
But
like she's re-recording and putting out all her old stuff again, so she owns it.
Yeah.
And that's fucking sick. Like, do
Good
what you
for
gotta
her.
do.
Good for you.
If that just doesn't prove how like terrible like the industry is, not only music but like everything. Like, if someone wants your stuff, they're gonna make sure they own it.
Yeah.
If someone's gonna offer you all this money, like they're gonna make sure they make their money.
Well, we actually have a friend who was in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he tells me crazy stories all the time, and I'm like, why did you stop? You know, because I feel like that's everyone's dream,
right?
And he lived it. Traveled the world.
Yeah.
Traveled the country. Traveled, toured, partied.
He was a musician
with all these musicians.
Just so
with all these,
the listeners.
he's a musician.
Yeah.
With huge bands.
Yeah.
And like, I can't talk to him about any music because I'm like, oh yeah, I really like Asking Alexandria. And he's like, oh, they're a bunch of freaking douchebags.
Yeah.
I don't like them. But anyway, so he just tells you all the bad about. He traveled with 4 Year Strong and just huge bands. And so I was like, why did you leave? It just seems like the dream.
Yeah.
And he's like, it wasn't worth it. Like, the money wasn't like crazy.
Yeah.
Like, the money is enough to survive while on tour. You know what I mean? And it's like, unless you're like a mega star like Taylor Swift,
who's a billionaire, you know?
Who's literally a billionaire. Yeah, it's a different story.
Yeah.
But if you're just a metal band who got signed and you're just on tour all the time, it's like,
and then that's like how it feels sometimes. Like when we go to some of these shows and they're like empty, and it's a band like the last time we saw like the Wonder Years. Again, I'm going back to them because it's like one of the last shows we went to. Like that place wasn't packed.
Yeah,
it was. We had a lot of breathing room. And then you didn't go to Knuckle Puck and Real Friends, but like that one wasn't packed either.
Yeah.
So it's like these bands that have been huge parts of our lives and like huge like influences on like our like music tastes, like if I paid $30 to go to the show and didn't buy any merch, like that band's not making that much money.
Yeah.
Like,
well, how much money of that is going to the venue? And at the Wonder Years show, he even brought that up.
yeah.
He was like, they wanted to charge me, or was it for that venue? Was he talking shit about the venue?
No, not the one we saw.
It was a different one.
It was a different one, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, this venue wanted to charge me. Oh, no. It wasn't the Wonder Years. It was when I went to Vegas, and it was Paleface. I saw Paleface in Vegas. It's a big, heavy metal band.
Yeah, someone else has said that, like, same kind of spiel, though.
Yeah.
But what were you saying? Go back
so
to it.
they, like, at the end of the show said, this venue charged me more to play here than I got paid to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And they're from Switzerland.
Yeah.
And he basically said, to support, go buy our merch and do all this stuff, because that's the only way they made money is by merch sales.
Yeah.
And it was like crazy. I was like crazy. They were talking shit about the venue while we're in the venue.
Yeah.
Watching him on stage at the venue. I'm like, holy shit.
No, but I think that's just how it works, right? Like, if you can't be Taylor Swift and resell all this music under your own name, because face it, like, you can walk into a Target, Taylor Swift's music's playing on the speakers, you can buy the albums, you can buy her merch, whatever. But a band like that one that you just mentioned, what was that name? Paleface. Tell me where you can buy their physical media.
Right.
You have to, like, go to a local record shop, a local music shop, or whatever, and hope that they have it because someone asked for it.
Yeah.
Or online, yeah. So it's just tricky. Music industry sucks, dude.
Yeah.
But also, like, then you get these mega stars who can make all this money, and they just slip into, like, I hope it doesn't happen, but they slip into the role, where it's like, now they have all the money. They have all the power.
Right.
But someone else went on tours this year. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah? Who was it?
Are we talking about Beyonce?
We are talking about Beyonce.
We have to talk about Beyonce.
I'm going to let you talk about Beyonce because...
Also was invited to this concert. I actually...
Personally, by Beyonce.
Yeah. Beyonce said, hey,
but
Juan,
you were like, my schedule.
Juan from BJ in the Morning?
Oh my gosh, I love your
You've
podcast.
done 52 episodes this year? And I'm seeing you at a Starbucks?
And you just had something else scheduled.
And I was like, hey, you know what?
I'm recording the podcast that day.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Sorry. Anyway, no, I bought those tickets for Maria for her birthday, and we had planned to go, and then I got forced to go to Oklahoma.
No way.
Yeah.
Oklahoma? No. You?
Me.
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Was it your first time, second time, fourth time?
It was my fourth time.
Yeah.
I literally got forced to go. I told him I cannot go.
I have tickets for Beyonce.
I even contemplated going, flying home
just for the show
and go to the concert, but it wasn't on a weekend.
Yeah,
it was during the week.
Of course.
So I was like, if it was the weekend, I totally would have spent the money and flew home and went to the concert. So Maria went. She loved it. I think she also played for like 3 hours.
Jeez.
Which is like crazy.
Yeah.
When I went to that Bad Bunny concert, I was like, dude, can I like go home? Like, like, hey, I like your music, man, but 3 fucking hours, bro?
Yeah.
The audacity.
Some people's kids.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got to say about the Beyonce tour. It's cool. I mean,
good for her.
She's been doing music for a long time.
Like 20 years.
She's been traveling for a long time.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Good for her.
I don't think she brought Jay-Z with her, which would have been cool.
That would have just been a whole nother show.
That would have been. Well, I think they
Would've been
did their
5
own
hours.
tour. They had their own album, right? They did
Mhm.
together, and then they like did their own separate tour or
Mhm.
whatever. But anyways, yeah, it would have been a 5-hour show. But that's all I gotta say about Beyonce.
Well, why don't we switch over to something that's a little more up our alley? This, I know we said we were talking about positive things, and like this one has a positive ending, but the story itself and like the reason behind it all is pretty messed up.
I think I know what you're about to say.
And that's Hollywood shut down for, I don't know, like 4 months, 5 months, I don't know, a couple months.
Yeah.
Because the Writers Guild of America and the SAG, they went on strike.
Right.
So from my understanding, from the minimal research I did on all this, I did enough. The writers took on like the major studios for increase, like wanting more wages, increase in wages and residuals. Because I don't know if you remember seeing like right around the time before the like pickets started and everything and the actual strike started,
Yeah.
people would share like the money they were making from these streaming sites. Like if you watch The Office on whatever it's on, those actors were only getting paid like pennies per episode. While the executives who own that, you know, were making millions of dollars from the service itself, right? And then there was rules against, or they wanted more rules and more regulations against AI. So making sure that a big thing that happened, I don't know if you really heard about it, but they were using AI to fill in crowds in the backgrounds.
That
Instead
of getting extras.
Yeah, and that
actors.
takes away from the extras.
Yeah.
Right. And then the writers, you could just use AI instead of writing. And like we were messing around with AI right before all this happened, like for our stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then there was like the Halloween stuff where we used it for like making skeletons because I don't know how to draw a skeleton.
Yeah.
You know? But like a lot of this was just they were wanting increases in residuals and more limitations on artificial intelligence. But everything stopped. They couldn't make an agreement for months and everything shut down. Everything got pushed back, right?
And I think in that situation, it's the companies or the businesses or whatever you want to call them. They're being selfish for one, but not only that, they're being stubborn.
Oh yeah,
because for how long however this has been going on, which I'm assuming a very long time. Where the executives are just gouging at all the money and keeping all the money and just saying, here's $500,000 if you're a big actor.
Yeah.
$500,000 for this movie.
Yeah.
But then we get to keep your royalties and your residuals and everything else that you should be making money from. And then if you're not a big name actor, you're going to be happy with $10,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and it
it's
wasn't like you're going to be happy. It's you are.
You are happy with $10,000, but you're not realizing how much money that they're keeping.
Yeah. Especially from like big movies with like the potential for like toys and.
Oh yeah. When I heard that they paid, they had hired, oh shit.
What movie?
The Batman.
Robert Pattinson.
They hired Robert Pattinson for $500,000.
Right.
That is not a lot of money in comparison to what they pay Robert Downey Jr. For being Iron Man.
Yeah, it's in the millions.
Easily. This thing is like $5 million per movie.
Yeah, but like
or
then
more.
There's people that look at like Robert Pattinson or those kind of actors who got like kind of like shoeboxed in. You know, like. Oh, he's the kid from Twilight.
Yeah.
We can pay him whatever we want because he wants to get his name away from Twilight. Like, it's the same shit that happened with, like, Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint and all them from Harry Potter, right? It's like, people could just be like, here's a movie. You want to do it because you want to get your face away from, like, only being known as blank, you know? But also, like...
But, okay, so look at it at another perspective. Now that I brought up Robert Downey Jr., he gets what, $50 million for a movie, when on the flip side, Jeremy Renner would get $1 million, or less.
Or less, yeah.
And it's like, how can you pay? And they do this all the time. How can you pay that bigger actor so much more? Like another one that is not very popular, but 2.5 Men. Charlie Sheen got like millions per episode,
right?
And the fellow actor and
John
the kid
Cryer.
and John Cryer.
Yep.
John Cryer and the kid that plays the kid.
Don't remember the kid.
They got like what, like a couple thou?
Yeah.
You know?
And then the biggest thing with like the strike though was that those reruns that would keep going, like the studio's making a ton of money from those ads and people watching and blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
But the actors, the writers especially, were not getting very much money from those like reruns, the residuals, right?
Yeah.
So I remember seeing a TikTok, I don't remember who the actor was, but he opened one of his checks from like a huge show that is like constantly being rerun. It's like huge streaming, whatever. I don't remember who it was. And he literally made like $1.41.
Jeez.
And then he'd have a stack of checks like this thick, like, 150 checks all for $1.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do with those? But then again, like I said, the executives, the CEOs, blah, 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 are raking in millions of dollars from Netflix and, all these things because they don't have to pay all these actors fairly.
Yeah.
They don't have to pay these writers fairly. And then people are just saying like, if you don't want to work for that money, I'll just use AI.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Right? Like, cool. AI is fun for a lot of things, but taking away the creativity and just like completely like giving it to artificial intelligence is not fun.
Yeah.
Like when we were like us personally, the only reason like we were using it at that time is because we were using it for dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like
let's see what we can make.
And a lot of it was like, let's use it for improv things so we don't have any like bias or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's like if we wrote scenes for our scenes from a hat episode, we would put in scenes that we could do. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
But like you leaving it up to AI, we had no say in it.
They just gave us the prompts and we had to do them.
There's this new thing going on right now, and I'm going to bring it up real quick so we can move on to the next thing. So there's a big thing with voice actors right now because there's this new video game, and it's pretty fun. Like it's a good video game, but I stopped playing it out of solidarity because we know some voice actors, some people who are really making a name for themselves out there. But this game is called The Finals. And it was supposed to be like this huge like anti Call of Duty, like get people like playing good games again, like not Call of Duty because Call of Duty's like just become so trash or whatever. But they use AI to voice for the announcers in this game, so they can change to any situation going on in the game on the fly. And they said they do this because it saves months of work. And these voice actors now are like, we can record any line you want us to.
From anywhere.
From anywhere.
Yeah.
In the same amount of time that you need to program this AI to say these things.
Yeah.
So they're getting a lot of trouble right now.
Dang.
And I can see why they would use the AI to match any situation possible, right? But all the situations are coded into this game to happen, right?
Right.
Like, the way the coding works in video games is you can't do it if they didn't put it in there.
If they didn't want you to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's glitches, there's bugs and everything, but like that doesn't count,
Right.
If you want to put explosives on a ATV in a video game and crash it into a helicopter off the top of a building, they made that happen. They know it can happen. Write the line of dialogue, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the AI debate is not over whatsoever. Don't use AI to replace, use it to enhance. I guess like use it to spark creativity, if anything.
Right.
That's my whole thing. But we could talk about how AI is good and bad all night long.
All night long.
All night.
All night.
You know,
all
you know,
night long.
you know who else did some shady stuff all night long?
Ariana Grande.
No way. How did you know I was gonna say that? Let's touch on this real fast because again, we ain't a gossip podcast. But it's Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
I haven't liked Ariana Grande since she was Cat. Way back in the day on Nickelodeon.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was Nickelodeon.
Yeah, right? Sam and Cat. And then there was the one before that.
Do you remember?
If you bring up the fact that you met Jeanette McCurdy, I'm going to lose it because I'm still jealous of that fact. Is that what you were going to bring up?
No.
Oh. But now you remember it and how jealous I was when you came and told me. Like
I also met Allie and AJ.
we know that one. You've told that story here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I was going to
You
say
met Jeanette McCurdy at the Foothills Mall, which doesn't exist anymore.
dude, I forgot about that. Dude, I'm losing my mind right now. Anyways.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Core
do you
memory
remember
unlocked.
Nick
Nickelodeon. Yeah, dude.
Anyway, I met Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And I just remember going like, dude, I had a huge crush on her. What the hell? Like, you didn't tell
my
me she was
God.
here.
Oh my God. That was such a long time ago.
But anyways, Ariana Grande and her ex-husband separated in July. And it was following rumors.
Not rumors, confirmed.
Well, they split following rumors that their relationship was on the rocks. 3 days later, it was reported that Grande was dating her Wicked co-star Ethan Slater, who is separated from his wife. Oh. That's all that's here. But so Ariana Grande was cheating
on her husband
with this dude from the movie version of Wicked that they were making together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we already
here's-
mentioned
Here's a scandal of that, right?
Scandival. Here's a
Not
Scandival.
only did she cheat on her husband,
Mm-hmm.
she cheated on her husband with a man who, in my personal opinion,
Mm-hmm.
is not her type,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
He's just, in my personal opinion, not an attractive man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's not your cup of tea.
But not just that, is that he had a wife, he
And
had
a
a
kid,
kid,
yeah.
he was happily married at the time. And when he cheated on her, or when they cheated on their spouses with each other,
Yeah.
Ariana Grande was currently going to dinner with him and his family and met his wife and was
man.
like kind of friends with his wife. And
That's like some stuff out of a movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of to the point where like the wife, the dude's wife,
Mm-hmm.
was like just couldn't believe that was even happening because they were at dinner together like a couple days ago, you know?
Yeah.
And that is why that scandal is a big deal because not only did
Not only did
Ariana Grande cheat,
mm-hmm.
but she was also like vindictive and hiding and just not being a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, I've been cheated on before.
Right?
Right. I know how bad it feels to be on that side of it. I've never cheated on anyone. But like I have had the thing happen where it's like someone I knew with the girl I was dating, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
Like where you're like, "Oh, we're all friends, we're all buds."
Yeah.
No, fuck you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that, it's kind of gross when you think about it. Like she was just chilling with this dude's family and then was like, "I'm going to destroy this marriage real quick."
Just real quick.
I'm just gonna destroy this real quick.
Yeah.
So I don't know, dude. The lesson is don't cheat.
Don't cheat.
Don't cheat.
Don't be a bad person.
Don't be a bad person. And then there's people who are gonna be out there just like love is love.
Love is love.
No, it's not, dude.
Are they together now?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah. Did 2 marriages fall apart?
Yes.
Yes. But you know what? 2 things rose up together.
What?
Barbie and Oppenheimer, or better known as
Barbenheimer.
Which
did you see opening weekend?
Neither.
Nice.
Which did you see opening weekend?
I saw Barbie.
So I'm behind because when did these come out? Like over the summer, right?
Yeah.
I watched Barbie last night.
Really?
Yeah.
You watched Barbie last night?
Last night.
And I watched Oppenheimer last night. That is crazy.
I was going to say it earlier when you mentioned it. And I was like, no, I'm just going to wait.
You're going to wait. Oh,
but yeah, we watched Barbie last night. I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. I feel like Oppenheimer is one of those movies I got to... You know what? I'm going to try to watch it on the MetaQuest by myself.
Nice. With the lights dim.
Yep.
Sitting on the red
Is
couch.
It on Prime? What's it on now?
How did I watch it? I watched it on Vudu.
I don't have that.
I'm sorry. My mom bought it.
Share me your passwords.
Call my mom.
Okay. She'll give it to me.
Probably.
Mom? I know you're out there.
Yeah.
Huami?
Yeah, call my mom. But it's like, do you have to remove devices that aren't being used? So
there's a thing with the checkings and the savings.
Checking and savings, you gotta move money from the savings to the checkings. And
but anyways, Barbie and Oppenheimer came out the same weekend over the summer, right? And Barbenheimer became like the huge thing, the joke, right?
Yeah.
I remember all the TikToks about like dudes wearing like, do you remember the one where the dude's wearing like the pink thong underneath? He's like, I'm gonna go see Oppenheimer and then Barbie. And he's like all dressed up like military stuff and then just pink thong sticking out.
Yeah. Or the ones where they're dressed up in all pink and they're like 4 tickets for Oppenheimer.
Yeah. But apparently a lot of people love to go see them back to back as a double feature, which is where Barbenheimer came from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched Barbie last night, so I am behind. Oppenheimer I wanted to see, I just couldn't find the time. 3-hour long movie.
It's 3 hours exactly.
Yeah.
On the dot. 3 hours and 0 minutes.
That's crazy.
Crazy, huh?
I really wanted to go see it because they were showing it at the Loft in the 70 millimeter, or the huge IMAX one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wanted to see it there, but I just couldn't. It's hard to do. But Barbie, with that weekend, made not just that weekend, but overall, Barbie made $1 billion in the global market, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Oppenheimer pulled in $900 million.
Globally?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So very close.
Jeez.
And I think Barbie just barely nudged out Mario, which also came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to get into movies at a later date, right? But yeah, dude, Barbenheimer. Big thing, 2023, Barbenheimer.
So what did you think of Barbie?
That movie was not made for me.
Okay.
There's a lot of funny parts in it.
Yeah.
I really loved, what's her name? I can't think of it. Kate McKinnon, who's the weird Barbie. I thought she's great. I love her in everything. Even that terrible Ghostbusters movie, she was my favorite part.
Yeah.
She was the only part I liked of that Ghostbusters movie.
I thought that movie was fun.
Which one? Barbie?
Barbie.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
There's a lot of fun things in it. Yeah, like I didn't hate it, but I just feel like the message meant a lot more to like my girlfriend than it did to me.
Right. So it was very feminine forward, which is fine. It's a Barbie movie.
And I think that's where a lot of the like people, I've talked to a lot of people who didn't like the movie.
Uh-huh.
But then
were they men?
No, not all of them.
Okay.
But like you can kind of just get that feeling where like people are gonna lie on the scale of Barbie. Now that I've seen it, you know what I mean? I'm like, why did this person hate it and this person like it? It's like, oh, because some people just think about these things a lot more than others, you know. But also the movie is kind of silly. So if you weren't expecting it to be silly, even though you're walking into a movie called Barbie,
well, the thing is like it was very silly.
Yeah.
90% of the time.
And then it was really
And
dark.
then it had really just this really kind of morbid meaning behind it. I don't know if morbid's the right word.
Macabre?
No clue.
You don't know what that word means?
No.
Dark, scary, spooky.
But yeah, like this like dark underlying message. And is like, are we watching the same movie right now?
My biggest thing was I still am not sure if Barbie World and the real world are the same thing, or Barbie Land. Like, are they two planes in the same universe? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Also, I'm 99% convinced that Will Ferrell's character in that is an Alan.
From the Lego
Barbie.
movie?
No, he's an Alan. You know Michael Cera's character?
Oh,
he's one that escaped.
Right. And Alan.
But I have heard that theory that he's the same character from
the Lego movie. Mm-hmm.
Well, but again,
sweet.
I didn't hate it. I didn't fall in love with it. There's a lot of fun moments. I think Ryan Gosling was great. Really
Simu Lee? No.
Yeah.
Simu Lee?
Simu Lee. Yeah, he's friggin' perfect.
Friggin' hilarious.
Did you notice that there's 2 Marvel characters in that at a minimum? Because the Ken that hangs out with Ryan Gosling's Ken most of the time is the bad guy from Secret Invasion.
Oh.
Super Skrull.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You see his face now, right?
Oh, man.
But also Will Ferrell's great in it. I really liked Will Ferrell. America Ferrera, solid. But yeah, it was dark. It was silly. It was colorful. It's an interesting play on things. I think they should have probably marketed it more towards adults who liked Barbie as kids than just as Barbie.
Yeah.
Because it was definitely not a kids movie.
Right.
Also, my favorite part just when Ken's just like, oh, I thought the patriarchy had to do with horses. It didn't, and I'm over it. And I was like, that's so funny.
Such a dude thing.
Such a dude thing. Do you want to know the
They
Brewski
leaned
beer?
hard into the male stupidity, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because every man is kind of stupid.
We are.
You know?
Yeah.
We just don't think about certain things.
Yeah.
And it's like they leaned in hard on that. And I thought that was hilarious.
Stereotypicals.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat you off.
I really loved that, like, they did play into the fact that Ken the doll was made just to be in love with Barbie.
Yeah.
And Ryan Gosling played it off perfectly.
Yeah.
And there was so many times where I was like, this dude's a creep, you know?
Right.
But that's what the Ken doll was for, right?
That's what it was.
To be a creep.
And Alan kicking ass.
Dude, great. She's so great. But you know what else kicked ass, apparently?
What else kicked ass?
In the pop culture universe? Taylor Swift dating this dude, Travis Kelce. Or Kelsey, however you want to say it.
However you want to say it.
I could not care less about this. You know? Like,
right.
I care so little. But you said something earlier about this situation. Which made us want to talk about it. So what were you talking about?
Well,
because I think I cut you off so you could tell me more about it now.
I think that we should have talked about it because of how viral it was. Just the fact that somebody saw Taylor Swift at the football game, and then after the football game, she's walking out with him. Right? Not a big deal to most people.
Right.
But it it soared off. It took off to the point where the NFL changed their Twitter like headline to "She's here" to every second that a Chiefs game had like downtime, they had the cameras on her. They had cameras on her. They showed her cheering. They showed her just chatting with people. It was just overboard.
So it's almost like it was a marketing ploy, and they were like really just digging in.
It seemed like it was a marketing
The NFL
ploy.
was like, hey, we just unlocked an entire new audience.
Right.
Taylor Swift, everything. Go. You know, like,
Yeah. Taylor Swift, everything. I don't want to say it's a marketing ploy because I feel like if they're together,
no,
and they're
but
happy
I mean,
and
like,
they seem like a good couple, right?
The virality of the situation, they were just like,
they leaned into
they
the marketing.
leaned in.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
they didn't just lean. They dug.
They dug in.
They were like,
They cannonballed.
they went straight for it with like, I can't think of the movie now. Never mind. Just keep going.
They went for it.
I was thinking like a drill that goes to the center of the universe.
Gollum biting off Frodo's finger style.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They went for it.
They went for it like Augustus Gloop getting stuck in the pipe and then going.
But then, here we go. You also have Taylor Swift fans becoming football fans
But
all of a
only
sudden.
what did he play for?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Only for the Chiefs.
Right. So now they're football fans.
Now they're Chiefs fans.
And then, did you see those videos of them saying, Taylor Swift made Travis Kelce famous?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like...
Dude went to the Super Bowl.
He literally just got back from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe she's richer than him and more famous than him.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But his career didn't start because of Taylor Swift.
It was just the fact that other people other than football fans were talking about him.
But he was famous.
Yeah, but like I say,
he was famous outside of the football realm,
but not as much.
Not as much,
right.
Sure.
So it was a different, target audience, and now there's a whole new one that's into who he is and what.
If I was
about.
Travis Kelce,
into it,
Kelsey,
lean into it.
I would probably quit football.
Yeah, just be a stay at home.
I'll be a stay at home boyfriend, stay at home dad.
Go to all the Taylor Swift shows for free.
Yeah,
and just
do BJ in the morning.
I don't. I was gonna say, make sure she never writes a negative song about you, because that song will go platinum, and you'll be sad.
Yep. And then, never mind.
There's a lot of things we gotta be careful to say about Taylor Swift, because even if it's a joke, we'll get the Swifties after us.
Exactly.
And you and I are, for lack of a better term, Swiftie fans.
Right. Sure.
We like Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
We like Swifties.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's fine with me.
We like Taylor Swift and we like Swifties.
Yeah, all you guys are great. But there's one last story that I think we should mention, because we are getting pretty close to time here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this one's a pretty big one. Do you know what I'm going to talk about?
Celebrities getting hit in the face.
No, that is a good one, but I was thinking more along the lines of Twitter changing everything about Twitter.
Oh, that one.
Which I think is one of the bigger things for you and me, just because we are in the social media game.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I hate Twitter. Like, I never got into Twitter.
I've always hated Twitter.
I've never been on it. The only reason I ever go on Twitter is to check out What's Up Tucson.
Yeah.
So shout out to What's Up Tucson.
Shout out.
I just want to know what's going on in Tucson. So they tell me what's up in Tucson. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
they do what they say.
But I just remember seeing this whole thing happen, because Twitter's been on my phone. I just remember seeing this big X logo show up
just one day,
and
randomly,
saying, "Who installed a cheat on your wife app on my phone?" Because that's what X looks like. Their logo looks like one of those apps where you would go to meet other people behind your wife's back.
Mm-hmm.
It looks scary.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look fun.
No.
it looks like you're hiding something.
Mm-hmm.
X does not mark the spot here.
But it happened days after or weeks after Threads came out.
Yeah. Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Threads came out saying they were going to kill Twitter, right? They were going to be the Twitter killer. Guess what? Y'all were wrong. Like, when was the last time you opened Threads on purpose? Because I open it on accident all the time.
Yeah.
Not because I click on the app. It's because there's buttons and things all over Instagram that say open Threads.
Yeah.
And you click them by accident.
Whoopsie.
And then you're like, I'm going to go back.
I opened Threads on purpose to clear the notifications.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't scroll.
Nope.
I don't care.
We haven't posted on there in forever.
No.
We tried. We had a lot of posts.
See, but the thing is like, oh, so we're gonna have a new algorithm. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. Don't work.
Yeah, I didn't like it. But also, Twitter changed everything. Also, like now that they're X, it's a lot of like pay to be seen kind of things. Like you have to pay to be verified now. You have to pay to do this. You have to pay to do that. But like everyone still calls it Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't call it X ever.
Yeah, it's Twitter.
It's Twitter.
We were around when Twitter came out.
Yeah.
So take that away from us.
Like I've had a Twitter for a long time. I still don't use it, and X didn't make me want to use it anymore. So Elon Musk, you did your thing. Have fun with it.
I was about to say, suck it.
No, I don't want that. But if you have an extra Tesla, we could make a deal.
Yeah, we'll make a BJ in the morning Tesla.
BJ in the morning in the Tesla. BJ in the Tesla.
BJ in the Tesla.
Don't Google that.
There's plenty.
There's
plenty of things you can find on that.
Yeah, but you know where else you can find cool things? On TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
And Twitch.
Yeah.
At
BJ in the morning _.
Dude, we're so good with the segues today. It's crazy, man. It's because it's 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're not following us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, that's it, right? Those are the three that we're promoting right now.
Right.
At
BJ in the morning _.
I'm going to have to add them twice now, or just really long. But also, if you're watching on YouTube, you could find us, or if you're not watching on YouTube. Now I'm struggling.
If you're not watching on YouTube, you can go ahead and check out the video version of our episode at BJ in the Morning Podcast on YouTube.
And if you are already on YouTube, you can just go down right below and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, drop a comment. And there's like a little bell you can jingle jangle.
Jingle our bells.
Jingle our bells. Get those notifications so you know anytime we post any kind of video, because it's not always just full length episodes. It's also like short videos of Juan trying to be a sexy baker.
Oh yeah.
That was such a fun and stupid video to make. If you haven't seen it,
go check it out.
Go check it out, especially on TikTok, because we're still in TikTok jail with it.
Yeah,
so,
we're on TikTok jail.
Go share it to your friends, like it, comment on it, save it to your favorites. Share it to us just so it counts as a share. I don't care. But that's it. That was our the biggest things that we saw across the internet for pop culture events, and we skipped a couple of them, like the King's coronation and the Grim Reaper apparently showed up.
Yeah,
that was wild.
Saw that.
Bunch of breakups.
Saw that.
Bunch of hookups.
Saw that.
What else did we forget? There was UFOs.
Saw that.
Yeah, we're chilling.
The Prince biography.
Yeah, there was a bunch of biographies. Britney Spears made one. Prince Harry. Jada Pinkett Smith. Or just Jada Pinkett. I don't know. Are they still married?
No one cares.
Whatever, dude. Thanks for joining us on this Hot Goss episode of BJ Goss in the Morning. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Juan.
And we'll spill more tea at you the next time.
Hot tea.
Hot tea.
We'll talk to you next time.